Hello, Justin. My name is Dee, and I own and run DVH Accounting, which is a bookkeeping firm slash company slash all around helping small businesses to be more profitable.
So within small businesses, I guess we could start like, how do you start a small business?
Well, most people that start a small business, it means that they're very good at something. So they're very good at landscaping or carpentry, or they have their general contractor's license and they're working for somebody and then they want to go off on their own. So then they realize that they can do better working on themselves on their own than working for somebody. So that's when they get the idea to start the business.
You gotta stick it to the man in some way, right?
Well, yeah, I
Start your
mean,
own business.
you're going to
Yeah.
make if you do it right, you're going to be more profitable making the money for yourself than for someone else. You know, if you have the drive and you have the capital and the support, uh, friends, family, to push you in the right direction, and people in your corner that are going to guide you to be successful.
So how do you start the business?
Oh,
Tax
well,
wise, I guess, and
tax wise,
or
bookkeeping
bookkeep.
wise, the first thing you do is what I think you do is you try to talk to some people that have their own business and find out how they got started and who they used and where they go first, because you have to find out from your community the best way to do it. There's a lot of there's like a chamber, there's BNI networks, there's all kinds of networking in the valley and in the community that can help you. And you talk to those people and you find out how they got started, you know. And you have to have money. I mean, you have to have capital. You have to have money in the bank to start your own business. Period. You you can't go and start your own business with $100. It just doesn't work that way.
So it's true. You got to spend money to make
You do
money.
have to spend money, but you got to have the money. You don't want the credit. You got to have the capital. So
So you're bookkeeping. You're not CPA.
no, I'm not a CPA, and I never claimed that I am. I know a lot of them, and I have them as resources. I don't do taxes. I do all of the stuff to prepare a person to do the taxes. So I put everything together in a nice, neat little package, and then the business owner gives it to their tax preparer to do the tax return. And 90% of the time, I'm communicating back and forth with their. It could be a tax preparer, it could be a CPA, it could be an enrolled agent, but they have the software and the knowledge to prepare the returns.
So
Because
what break down like what would be everything? What do you
everything as far as the tax
as
return.
everything that they give you, right? As
Oh,
your
so the things that the CPA wants or the tax preparer, because the tax preparer doesn't necessarily mean that they're a CPA either. They just have a tax preparer's license, or they want to sign their name to a tax return. Okay, so most of the time they're a CPA or they're an enrolled agent, but there are some people out there that just call themselves tax preparers.
and
So
those aren't bookkeepers. Those
usually
aren't
they're
CPA.
not. They're usually a CPA, tax preparer, or an enrolled agent with the IRS. They can do taxes as well, and they don't want to do the bookkeeping. They don't want the mundane, daily transactional, having to reconcile, putting them in categories. They don't want to do that. So that's where I come in.
This got so much more complicated than I thought it was going to be. So there's a bookkeeper, there's a tax preparer, and then
Yes.
there's a guy that does the taxes, like your CPA.
No, the
That
tax
or
preparer
is
is, it can be a CPA or an enrolled agent. That's what they're called.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're called, tax
Oh,
preparers.
okay. So
Yeah.
they're in a bucket of that. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I got it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought there was like many more hands in
Yeah,
the.
so technically you have like the business owner and then they have a team or not, or it might be one guy. Then you have the bookkeeper that can work for them directly or they hire outside, which would be me. And then I put together the financials and all the packages to give to the tax preparer, CPA slash enrolled agent in that bucket, and then they file it.
Okay. So like your client gives you like their receipts
No,
and
everything nowadays has gotten so electronic, and it makes it so much more easier for the bookkeeper, myself, and much more efficient if they know what they're doing. Where you don't need the receipts because everything's so electronic. I mean, you go to Home Depot, and you have a Home Depot account as a contractor, you just go online, you can see the receipt online. So you don't necessarily have to save the receipt.
Like the whole receipt?
The whole receipt.
Itemized?
Yeah, yes.
Can you do that like everywhere or?
Well, a lot of people, you can keep the paper, but over time it fades. So I tell my clients to scan them. You know, I don't necessarily need them, but for an audit trail, for backup purposes, I have them keep them. So let's say they go to Costco and they spend $1,500 at Costco. I have no idea what that Costco is. So I call them and I'll say, send me the receipt for the $1,500 Costco. And then I'll see what they do. And they're pretty good about it.
Because the IRS doesn't accept faded.
Right, you can't see it. They're not gonna think. They're gonna think it's you made up.
I think somebody needs to get on that.
Yes. So, supposedly there's a new, when you print out a receipt, supposedly it's some kind of new paper and new ink that it doesn't fade. But
that would be great.
Who knows if that's true or not? But
I'm just surprised. It's like it goes to your bank, right? It'd be great if you can just like open your statement in the bank. And then that drops down with all the items that you also purchased because it's all